and welcome to the update. I'm Michelle Stevenson. The PM believes workers should have the right to a private life after they've clocked off for the day. The next phase of the federal government's IR laws would give employees the right to disconnect after work, with businesses fined if they contact an employee unless it's an emergency. Anthony Albanese says workers should not expect they'll still be on call once they're done for the day.
What we're simply saying is that someone who's not being paid 24 hours a day shouldn't be penalised if they're not online and available 24 hours a day.
But Shadow Finance Minister Jane Hume says a conversation between staff and bosses may be all that's needed.
I think we've got to have sensible conversations about what rights and obligations exist between employers and employees. But why do you need to keep making rules, keep making laws, treating everybody as the lowest common denominator? How about we just grow up a little bit?
Supermarkets, banks, energy companies and airlines are being criticised in an inquiry into soaring costs. The probe has found a lack of competition is driving up prices right across the economy. It's recommending major government intervention. Queensland Police say they're getting frustrated when they see repeat offenders committing more offences. It follows revelations that a teenager was out on bail when he allegedly murdered a 70-year-old Ipswich woman, which has angered sections of the community. Hamas says it has responded to a new proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza, drafted by Israel, the US, Qatar and Egypt. The details of the deal have not been released, but are believed to include a 6-week truce and hostage exchange. And a new report shows passport application wait times are blowing out and costs are rising faster than the cost of labour. The Auditor General's review has found a quarter of passports issued last financial year took longer than 6 weeks to process. Sport and entertainment are next. To sport, and Ricky Ponting has been appointed coach of the Washington Freedom ahead of this year's Major League Cricket T20 tournament in the US. It's fueling speculation Travis Head and Steve Smith could play for Ponting's side. And the Matildas coach has picked his 23-player squad for the final Olympic qualifiers against Uzbekistan. 35-year-old Michelle Heyman has been called into the squad to replace an injured captain, Sam Kerr. To your entertainment news now, and Celine Dion is apparently unfazed about the supposed Taylor Swift Grammy snub. Tay-Tay has been dragged online for not properly acknowledging the 55-year-old singer when she accepted an award from her. But those close to Dion says they don't think she even cared. Travis Barker has jetted to Perth to join his Blink-182 bandmates ahead of their tour. His wife, Kourtney Kardashian, has stayed behind in Sydney, though, along with their newborn son, Rocky. And Pink has announced she is quitting the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. The 44-year-old has touched down in Australia ahead of her summer carnival tour, which kicks off in Sydney on Friday, shocking her 30 million followers with news that she's deactivating her X account. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast News team. We'll have another episode of The Update for you tomorrow. I'm Michelle Stevenson.